Hello everyone, myself Ketan Bhavsar, Assistant Professor in LG Engineering College, Ahmedabad. In today's session, we discuss about embedded system, and in embedded system, we discuss about device driver and interrupt service mechanism on chapter number 3. And today's topic we discuss about interrupt latency, programmable I/O approach for I/O ports. See, as you already know, when we discuss about I/O means we're talking about input and output. We're talking about the different types of port. It can be 8-bit, it can be 16-bit, or it can be 32-bit. So whenever you try to interface with different types of port with programmable I/O, then how it will interface with a port, how it will interface with I/O, that we discuss in this session. Now, programmable I/O approach for I/O ports. Processor continuously busy in executing the program related to input or output from the port and wait for the interrupt ready for output complications, or we can say that the completions. So that means that the processor exactly continuously busy for executing the input and output ports. Means the processor is busy for executing the task, whatever the write by the programmer in particular processor or controller. So processor continuously busy. Fine. For related to device ready or not. So as you can see, the processor continuously busy in executing the program related to device function and wait for the device status ready most of the time or function completion. So basically it will always sense the execution of the program and it will always manage the execution of the program at a time. Now for understanding the concept for related to the execution time related to the programmable I/O interface with the port, here you can see the port A and B with no interrupt generation and interrupt service mechanism. So port A, B in a system and port B in its model input which put the characters on the outputs. So let A output be a routing that receives the input character from port A and retransmit the character to port B as a output side. So in A out B routine has to cyclically call the function steps A to continuously execute the cycle of the function I to V, means there are the 5 steps. Then thus it's continuously model the system A and make sure that there is no any function, or we can say that there is no any character is missing when it transmit the data from A to B via the routine. So as you can see, there are the 5 steps of the system. As you can see, first I check for a character at port A. If it is not available, then wait. So first of all, you have to wait for a incoming signal A. If it is available, then it is okay. If it is not available, then you have to wait for it. Step B. Read port A byte character for the message and return to step A instruction which will call the function 3. Means after receiving the data, read the particular functions, or we can say that read the particular port value A and return to step A instruction which will call the function 3, means third step. In third step, decrypt the message and return the step A instruction which will call function 4. Means after receiving the data or after reading the particular, we can say that a byte, you have to apply the decryption of the message and return to a step A instruction which will call the function 4. In function 4, encode the message, means it is in terms of decoding form, so you have to encode the data, right? Encode the message and return to a step A instruction which will call the function 5. In 5 step, transmit the encoded message to port B and return to a step A last instruction which will start A function from beginning. So whenever you transmit the data from A to B, then you have to follow this 5 step. First of all, you have to wait for incoming signal, or we can say that the input signal A. If it is available, then it's okay. If it is not available, then you have to wait for it. After getting the data, you have to read it. Fine. And after reading the data, you have to decrypt it. In third step, after providing the decryption, you have to provide the encode the message. Fine. And encode the message that it encode. After getting the encode the message, it transmit the function 5 and transmit the data to B. And after transmitting the data to B, it again come back on its side. So basically, you have to follow this 5 step. from A, B, C, D, E, for whenever you transmit the data from source to destination object, we can say that from A to B. So as you can see, A out B, it's rotates called function 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again go back on function, or we can say that the call function 1. Step A. Step A means what? Thus the pooling. Pooling is a port means to find the status of the port, whether the ready or character or not. So pooling must start before the time t character microseconds when the characters are executed on 1 divided by t character MB per second. So basically it's talking about the step 1. You remember in step 1, as you can see in this particular slide. So as you can see that in particular this step, you can see check for the character is available or not. If it is available, then it's okay. If it is not available, then you have to wait for it. Remember. So here we discuss about a step A. Fine, it's step A. It's using the pooling. A pooling means what? To find the status of the port, whether it is available or not. If it is available, then it's okay. If it is not available, then find it. So 1 divided by the character MB per second. Condition in which no character is missing. So see, basically if the program instruction for the 4 step from B, C, D, E take total running time of less than the t character microsecond, then the above program IO method works. So definitely it's all about the time. If it will be executed in minimum amount of time, or we can say that a t microsecond, so we can say that our system is up to the mark and it will receive the data properly. It will communicate properly, it will transfer, receive the data properly. If it is not work properly, then means what? That some data will be missing. If the time consumption will be increased, then we can say that some data will be missing. So in this particular circumstances, or we can say that in terms of character misses functions, we have to identify that each and every step work properly. Program with programmable IO's approach for ports and devices means when IO's approach to ports and devices, then how it will be programmed, that how the problem will be faced at that particular time. So as you can see, the program must switch to execute from in A out B cyclic of steps A to E within a period less than t character. Definitely you have to transmit the data from A to E. We will follow the 5 steps for transmit the data from A, B, C, D, E. You have to follow from T to E, but make sure that the time period is less than t character. Second point, the program must ensure that the step A out B and any other device's program step never execute this time. Definitely you have to make sure that the execution of the time should be proper and it will be execute A out B at a time. There is no need to execute any other function at that same time, because you have to set the priority for this particular task. When the characters are not received at port A in regular succession, or we can say that the execution manner, so the waiting period during the step for the pooling, it can be very significant. Definitely you have to wait for the incoming signal A. If it is not came at the particular time, then we can say that your delay time will be value. So you have to make sure that your function, your time will be worked properly. Wastage of processor time for the waiting period is the most significant disadvantage of the present approach. Definitely, if the data will be not come on the incoming side, or we can say that the input side is wasted so much amount of time, we can say that this one is a disadvantage of this particular system. When the other ports and the devices also present, the programming problems is to pull each port and devices and ensure that the program switch to execute from in A to out B step, as well as a switch to pull each port or devices on time and then execute each service routine related to the functions of other ports and devices within a specific time interval such that each one is pulled on time. So you have to make sure that each and every port, each and every devices, whenever you try to communicate from A to B step, or whenever you want to transmit the data from A to B step, you have to make sure that the execution time play a main role. Each and every time you have to make sure that your execution time work properly. It should be in terms of proper manner, and if it will be communicated in terms of proper manner, then we can say that it works significantly. The program and functions are processed and device specified in the above busy and wait approach. And all the system functions must execute in synchronization, and timing are completely depends on the period of software execution. Definitely it depends on the software execution, it also depends on the hardware execution, but make sure that your system it work in terms of synchronization manner. It will work in terms of synchronization approach. If it will work in synchronization manner, then and only then we can say that your system is work properly. Your system is work execute properly. And if it will work execute, or we can say that if it will communicate synchronous manner, then and only then we can say that our programmable I/O interface, or we can say that the programmable I/O can easily interface with the port I/O. And we have to follow the busy and wait state. In terms of busy, the execution of the task from A to E or based on the priority, and for the wait state, we have to wait the data based on the incoming signal, or we can say the input type A. So I hope that you are getting. So in this session we discuss about the programmable I/O interface. We discuss about the different types of programmable I/O configurations, that how it will work in the calling function from 1 to 5, means we divide this, transmit the data, or we can say that programmable I/O with port interfacing in 5 different steps from A to E. In A step, we have to wait for the incoming or input data. In B, we have to read the particular byte or particular instruction set. In C, we have to decrypt it. In terms of F, we have to encrypt the data, and specifically for the F, after getting the data, it will be again sent back to a calling function 1. So in this particular system, we're talking about the programmable I/O interfaces. And in terms of the programmable I/O interfacing, you have to make sure that your devices have a priority set based concept. Your devices work parallelly in terms of synchronous and asynchronous manner. But for a specific synchronization terms manner, we have to follow the steps from A to E. So when any execution of the time, then it is in busy state, and in terms of the wait state, we have to wait for the incoming signal, or we can say that the input signal. So I hope that you are getting the idea about programmable I/O interface with the I/O port. Still, if you have any doubts, you can feel free to contact me.